Mary Catherine's diesel engine needs new injectors. Been saying that for 3 months, but the county keeps pushing the work order back. Fuel efficiency dropped 11% since April. I've got the numbers logged, sent them to Henderson twice, but you know how it is with municipal budgets. They'll wait until something breaks completely, then act surprised when the repair costs triple. I'm checking the mooring lines at the Gallipoli dock when I see Sarah Brennan's car pull into the lot. Honda Pilot, dark blue, the one with the dent in the passenger door from where her kid backed into the mailbox. She's early for the 10:15 crossing. Sarah works the ER at Halser Medical Center, night shift, gets off at 9, usually catches the 10:15 back to West Virginia. Known her since high school. She dated my brother for 2 years before he moved to Columbus. She's running, not walking fast, running. Tom, we need to go. Now. I'm halfway across the gangway. Sarah, we're not scheduled until. Turn on your radio. Any station. The deck radio's in the wheelhouse. Panasonic, bought it at Walmart in 2019. Reception's shit when we're mid-river, but it works docked. I'm turning the dial. Static. More static. Then a voice, mechanical, repeating. Emergency alert. This is not a test. Do not enter waterways. Infection transmissible via water contact. Repeat. Do not. What infection? I'm asking. But Sarah's already back on the dock, waving at the parking lot. There's more cars now. 6, no 8. People getting out, not the usual morning commuters. Families. I see the Kowalskis, they run the speedway on Route 7. Mrs. Cole from the library. Everyone's carrying bags. Kids, moving fast toward the ferry. Sarah's back. Tom, the hospitals. They're overrun. Started in Huntington 3 days ago. They said it was a chemical spill. Patients came in with. She stops. Starts again. They were normal. Then they weren't. It spreads through touch, through fluids, and Tom. Her voice drops. They're saying anyone who goes in the water comes out wrong. The river's contaminated. My ferry, the Mary Catherine, 62 feet, certified for 48 passengers. Been running this crossing since my dad retired in 2014. I know every weld, every rust spot, every place the deck drain gets clogged. This boat's not built for whatever she's describing. Military's blowing the bridges, Sarah says. That's what they're saying at the hospital. The Greenup, the Ravenswood, all of them. They're trying to contain it. Tom, if we don't cross now. The bridges. There's 4 spans within 30 miles. If they take those down, everyone on the Ohio side is stuck. And we're the only ferry still running. Anderson's Point quit last year, insurance got too expensive. We're it, more cars. The lot's filling up. I count 14 now. 20. Someone's honking. Mr. Peterson from the VFW, he's got his whole family in that Suburban. That's his daughter, her husband, 3 grandkids I can see. The emergency alert's still cycling. Clearance underway. Evacuate West Banks immediately. Repeat. Airstrike clearance. Airstrike. They're going to bomb the bridges. How long do we have? The radio doesn't say. I'm doing the math. 48 passengers max, but I've taken 53 before when the 4th of July crowd got heavy. The crossing takes 12 minutes loaded, 18 if the current's bad. It's October 23rd, so the river's running low, maybe 11 feet below summer pool. Current's moderate. Figure 15 minutes round trip if I push her. Don't know how many trips I can make before the jets come. Sarah's watching me. Tom, please. My daughter's on the West Virginia side with my ex-husband. If I don't cross. Her daughter, Maddie, 9 years old, 4th grade. I gave her a free ride once when Sarah forgot her wallet. Kid spent the whole crossing asking about the engine, how the propellers work, why we angle upstream during the approach. Smart kid. How many people you think are coming? I'm asking, looking at the lot. I don't know. Hospital was chaos when I left. They were telling everyone to head west, get across the river however they could. The Mary Catherine's got fuel for maybe 8 runs. After that, I'm dead in the water. I need to think about rationing, about priorities, no, can't think like that. Not yet. Everyone stays calm. I'm saying, loud enough for the people on the dock to hear. We load by families. Kids and elderly first. No cars, foot passengers only. The boat's got a weight limit and I'm not negotiating. Mrs. Cole's crying. The Kowalski kids are silent, which is worse than crying. Mr. Peterson's arguing with someone about who was here first. I fire up the engine. The diesel catches rough, those injectors again, but it catches. The Mary Catherine shudders, settles into her rhythm. I've run this crossing 4,836 times. Kept a log the first 10 years, then stopped counting daily, but I know the total. Every crossing, the same river, the same landmarks. The water tower on the West Virginia side. The cell tower on the Ohio bank. The old bridge pilings from the 1930s span that washed out in the 37 flood. The radio crackles. Contact with infected individuals results in transmission within minutes. Symptoms include. I turn it down. Don't need to hear symptoms. Need to focus on getting these people across. Sarah's helping load. She's got a system going, families grouped, counting heads, making sure nobody falls in the gap between dock and deck. Professional. That's the ER training. 48 people on deck. I'm pushing it to 52. 5 kids under 10. 3 elderly. Everyone else between 20 and 60. The Kowalskis, the Coles, the Petersons. Faces I know from town, from the Kroger, from the marathon station where I get coffee every morning at 6:15. I'm casting off when I see the smoke. East, upriver, black and orange, columns of it rising into the gray October sky. That's Huntington, 38 miles upriver. The smoke's thick enough to see from here, which means I don't know what it means. Nothing good. Sarah's beside me in the wheelhouse. Tom, we need to go. Now. The Mary Catherine pulls away from the dock. The engine's complaining, that rough idle I've been telling Henderson about. But she moves. Always does. The river's calm. Too calm, maybe. The water's that muddy brown-green it gets in autumn. Reflecting nothing. Surface smooth except where our wake spreads out behind us. We're 3 minutes from dock when I see the first one in the water. Not floating. Swimming. Upstream from us, maybe 40 yards out. Just ahead at first, dark hair, moving against the current. Nobody swims the Ohio in October. Water temperature's 58 degrees. You'd get hypothermia in 15 minutes, cramps in 5. But this person's swimming. Fast. Sarah. I'm pointing. She sees it, goes pale. Tom, that's what they look like. The infected. They go in the water and they just swim. They don't stop. They don't get tired. The swimmer's getting closer. I can see the face now. Wrong. That's the only word. The expression's wrong, the way the mouth moves, the eyes. It's looking at the ferry. At us. How many people were in the water when you left the hospital? Sarah doesn't answer. She's staring at the swimmer. At what's behind it. More heads. Dozens. Coming downstream from Huntington. Swimming with the current. Converging on the ferry lane. The Mary Catherine's doing 6 knots. I push the throttle. 7. 8. The engine rattles worse, but we're moving faster. The West Virginia docks ahead. 9 minutes out at this speed. Someone on deck screams. The swimmers are multiplying. I count 20. 30. They're not random. They're moving together like they're coordinating. Like they know where we're going. Tom, they're following us. Sarah's voice is flat. Ihr voice. The one she uses when she's trying to stay professional while everything goes to hell. I know. I can see them in the water changing course to match ours. The ferry's faster, but not by much. And there's more of them now. I've lost count. 50? 100? The radio's still broadcasting. Repeat. Airstrike clearance authorized. All bridges targeted for destruction at. Static. The signal cuts. We're 6 minutes from the West Virginia dock when I see the jets. 2 of them. F-16s, I think, though I don't know planes well. They're coming from the south, low and fast, following the river. The sound hits us 3 seconds later. Twin thunder that makes the wheelhouse windows rattle. They're heading for the Greenup Bridge. That's the closest span, 12 miles downriver. Sarah's grabbed my arm. Tom, when they hit the bridges, the debris. If we're in the water. I know. A bridge collapse sends wreckage for miles. Steel, concrete, vehicles. Anything in the river becomes a target. The swimmers are closer now. Close enough to see details I don't want to see. The skin. The way they move. There's something in the water with them, spreading out in patches. Discoloration, like oil but thinner. Rainbow sheen on the surface. That's the infection. Has to be. Waterborne. That's what the alert said. Do not enter waterways. We're 4 minutes from dock. The swimmers are 2 minutes behind us. Gaining. On deck, people are seeing them now. The screaming starts for real. Parents grabbing kids, pulling them to the center of the deck, away from the railings. Mr. Peterson's got a handgun. I didn't see him bring it on board. He's pointing it at the water, but Sarah's telling him no, don't shoot, we don't know if bullets do anything. Tom! Sarah's pointing ahead. The West Virginia dock. There's people on it. A crowd. More than were in the Gallipolis lot. They're waving, shouting, wanting to cross east. Wanting to get to Ohio. They don't know. They don't know what's coming upstream. The Mary Catherine's bow touches the dock at 10:27 a.m. I'm throwing lines. Sarah's securing the gangway. Passengers are rushing off and the West Virginia crowd's trying to push on. And I'm yelling. Nobody boards. Stay off the boat. But they're not listening. They're scared. They want to cross. They don't understand that the Ohio side is worse, that swimming things are in the water, that military jets are about to turn the bridges into shrapnel. Behind us, maybe a minute back now, the swimmers are still coming. And that's when I understand. When it really hits me. This isn't about ferry schedules or passenger limits or fuel efficiency anymore. This is about how many people I can save before the river kills us all. I'm physically blocking the gangway now, 212 pounds of ferry operator between the West Virginia crowd and my boat. There's maybe 30 people trying to board. Families, singles, a woman with a baby. They're pushing, shouting about rights, about emergencies, about how they need to get across. Listen to me. I'm using the voice I use when drunk college kids try to bring beer on board during 4th of July runs. Loud, authoritative. The Ohio side is worse. There's infected in the water swimming this direction. You board this ferry, you're heading straight into an explosion. Distant, downriver, everyone stops, turns. The Greenup Bridge, 12 miles south. There's a fireball rising from the center span. Black smoke mushrooming up. 3 seconds later, the sound reaches us. Deep boom that resonates in my chest, in the Mary Catherine's hull, in the water itself. The bridge doesn't collapse immediately. It sags, twists, then the center span buckles, dropping into the river in sections. I can see it from here even at 12 miles. Massive concrete pieces hitting the water, throwing up spray, creating waves that'll propagate upstream for 20 minutes. The West Virginia crowd goes silent. That's what's coming, I tell them. 3 more bridges. They're destroying them all to stop the spread. Anyone on the river when they hit. When? A man in a Carhartt jacket. Jack Morrison, I know him vaguely. He works at the power plant in Kyger Creek. When are they hitting the others? I don't know. The radio cut out before they gave times. Could be minutes. could be hours. Military doesn't exactly publish their airstrike schedules for civilian ferry operators too. Sarah's pulling at my sleeve. Tom, the swimmers. They've reached our position. Not boarding, they're not trying to climb onto the ferry. They're circling it. In the water around the dock, I count at least 40 heads. More arriving every minute. The water's got that rainbow sheen everywhere now. Thick patches of it spreading from the infected. The smell hits me, chemical, wrong, like burning plastic mixed with rotting vegetation. A woman on deck screams and points. One of the swimmers is close enough to the hull that I can see its face clearly through the water. Eyes open, mouth moving, skin mottled gray-green. It's not drowning. It's not struggling. It's just there, watching us. What are they doing? Mrs. Cole asks. She's got her grandson pressed against her legs, his face buried in her coat. Waiting, Sarah says quietly. At the hospital, they would wait outside quarantine rooms. Just wait, like they knew eventually someone would open the door. The second explosion hits. Upriver this time. The Ravenswood Bridge, 15 miles northeast. Same pattern. Fireball, smoke, delayed sound, collapsing span. I'm doing the math. For bridges in the area. 2 down. That leaves the Point Pleasant Bridge and the Pomeroy Mason Bridge. We're between them. 7 miles from Point Pleasant, 11 from Pomeroy Mason. If they blow both while we're mid-river. Tom, we need to move. Sarah's voice has that ER calm again. We can't stay docked. The infected are concentrating here. If more come. She's right. But where do we go? East is contaminated, Huntington burning, infected flooding downstream. West might be safer, but for how long? Once the infection crosses the river. My radio crackles back to life. Different voice this time. Military frequency, probably. All civilian watercraft. This is Tactical Air Command. Clear the river immediately. Repeat. Clear the river. Remaining bridge strikes in 30 minutes. Any vessels in strike zones will be considered hostile and 30 minutes. I'm looking at my passengers. 52 people on deck who need to get to land, either bank, doesn't matter anymore. The West Virginia crowd on the dock who want to board. The swimmers in the water who aren't people anymore, not really, but they used to be. Someone's husband, someone's daughter. Jack Morrison from the power plant steps onto the gangway despite my blocking position. He's not pushing, just standing there, making me look at him. Tom, my wife's on the Ohio side. She's at our house in Gallipolis. She's waiting for me to call, to tell her I'm coming back. But I can't call, cell service is out. She doesn't know about the bridges. She'll wait there. His voice cracks. She'll wait for me. I know his house. Route 7 past the speedway, the one with the blue shutters. 3.2 miles from the Gallipolis dock. If you cross now, you might not make it back, I tell him. 30 minutes until the last bridges blow. Currents moderate, but it'll be worse after the green-up debris reaches us. And those swimmers. I know. He does know. I can see it in his face. But she's there. I have to try. Sarah's beside me again. Tom, how many trips can we make? I've been calculating since the first explosion. Fuel for 6 more runs. Maybe 7 if I don't push the engine. Each trip takes 15 minutes. 30 minutes until the bridges blow. I pause. 2 trips. That's all we get. 2 trips. 52 passengers already aboard. Space for 48 more if I max out capacity twice. That's 100 people maximum. I'm looking at the West Virginia dock crowd, 30 there. Easy. And if I go back to Gallipolis, how many more will have arrived? The whole town's maybe 3,000 people. How many are trying to evacuate? Can't save everyone. Not possible. Never was. First trip goes back to Gallipolis. I'm saying, making the decision out loud so I can't take it back. Drop off everyone who's already aboard. Load whoever's there. Families with kids priority. Second trip comes back here, loads as many as possible from this dock. Then, I don't finish. Then what? Abandon the Mary Catherine? Watch the bridges blow from shore? Hope the infection doesn't spread further? Jack Morrison's still on the gangway. I'm coming with you. To Gala Police. I need to find my wife. You might not get back. I know. 3 more people step onto the gangway behind him. A woman with 2 teenagers. An elderly man with a cane. They're not asking permission. They're just boarding, resigned, determined, scared but making a choice. Sarah looks at me. ER's probably evacuated by now anyway. Maddie's safe with her father. He lives in Parkersburg. That's 40 miles west. She's out of the danger zone. She's saying it like she's convincing herself. I'm staying on the boat. You'll need help managing the passengers. The swimmers are still circling. I count 60 now. 70. More coming from upriver, drawn by what? Movement? Sound? The engine vibrations? They're not attacking, but they're not leaving either. They're just there, surrounding us, waiting. I cast off. The Mary Catherine pulls away from the West Virginia dock. The crowd there starts shouting protests, pleas, demands. I can't look at them. 2 trips. That's all I can make. Some of them will be on the second trip. Some won't. Math. Cold, simple math. That's all evacuation planning is. The infected swimmers don't follow us immediately. They stay near the dock, circling that area like they're guarding it. But as we get 30 yards out, they start moving. Slowly at first, then faster, matching our heading, paralleling our course. They're hurting us. That's what it feels like they want us to go back to Gala Police. The river's changing. The water's choppier now. Debris from the Greenup collapse is reaching us. Small pieces at first. Chunks of concrete. Twisted rebar. A section of guardrail. The Mary Catherine's hull isn't armored. A big enough piece hits us wrong, we're taking on water. I'm steering around the debris field, adding 3 minutes to our crossing time. The engine's complaining harder now. RPMs fluctuating. That rough idle becoming a stutter. Not now, I'm thinking. Hold together. Just hold together for 2 more trips. Sarah's on deck, keeping passengers calm. She's good at that. Our nurses learn how to project confidence even when everything's falling apart. I hear her voice through the wheelhouse door. Stay seated. Stay away from the railings. We're going to make it. Captain Tom's been running this ferry for 10 years. He knows every inch of this river. Captain Tom. She's never called me that before. I'm not a captain, just a ferry operator with a commercial vessel license and a municipal contract. But hearing it helps. Makes me feel like I might actually know what I'm doing. The radio. Strike teams report Category 4 contamination. Waterborne pathogen confirmed. Quarantine protocols insufficient. Recommend complete evacuation of. Static again. I'm losing the signal. Or the transmitter's gone. Either way, I'm not getting more updates. 30 minutes until the final bridge strikes. I check my watch. 10:41 a.m. That puts the deadline at 11:11. 11 minutes per trip if I push it. I might get 3 crossings instead of 2. Maybe. The Gala Police dock is ahead. For minutes out. I can see the parking lot from here. It's chaos. Cars everywhere, not parked, just stopped wherever. 50 people, maybe more, crowding the dock. They're waving, shouting. Some are in the water at the shore. Not swimming. Just standing there, knee-deep, like they're preparing to wade out if the ferry doesn't dock. That water's contaminated. I know it is. The rainbow sheen, the infected swimmers, whatever's in the Ohio River is in that shoreline too. Stay out of the water. I'm shouting before we're even in range. Everyone out of the water now. Some of them listen, some don't. A man in the shallows, I don't recognize him. He's reaching toward the ferry as we approach, like he's going to grab the hull and pull himself aboard. His hands are wrong. Skin's discolored, mottled. He's already infected. Sarah, I'm pointing. She sees him, nods, moves passengers to the starboard side, away from where we'll dock. Nobody touches the water, she's telling them. Not even spray. If you get wet, tell me immediately. We dock at 10:45 a.m., 26 minutes until the final strikes. The crowd surges forward. I'm shouting about capacity, about weight limits, about staying calm, but nobody's listening. They're pushing onto the gangway, climbing over each other, parents throwing children onto the deck, elderly being shoved aside by younger, stronger evacuees. I see Rita Sanderson. She works at the library with Mrs. Cole. She's got her mother with her, wheelchair-bound, trying to navigate through the crowd. They're not going to make it. Too slow. Too vulnerable. Jack Morrison's off the ferry already, running toward the parking lot. Searching for his wife's car, I guess. He's got maybe 3 minutes before I leave with or without him. Sarah's trying to organize the boarding, counting heads, separating families to make sure nobody gets left behind solo. But it's chaos. Pure caos. People are carrying too much, suitcases, backpacks, things they can't leave behind. I'm telling them to drop the bags, but they won't. A woman boards carrying a cat carrier. Inside, the cat's yowling. I start to tell her no pets, then stop. What does it matter? The world's ending. Let her bring the cat. 43 people on deck now. 47. 51. I'm over capacity and people are still boarding. Tom! Sarah's voice cuts through the noise. We're at 58. We can't take more. I'm about to order the gangway pulled when Jack Morrison comes running back. No wife. He's alone. His face tells me everything. He couldn't find her. The house is 3 miles away. He doesn't have time to check. He has to choose. Stay and look for her or leave and live. He's crying as he boards. Silent tears, the kind that hurt to watch. Cast off. I'm shouting. Rita Sanderson and her mother don't make it. They're still 20 feet from the gangway when we pull away. Rita's screaming at me, not words, just screaming. Her mother's sitting in the wheelchair, perfectly still, watching the ferry leave. I turn away. Have to. Can't think about who I'm leaving behind or I'll never move the boat. The Mary Catherine swings into the current. 58 passengers on a boat rated for 48. The deck sits 3 inches lower in the water than regulation allows. The engine screaming now, that stutter becoming a full-on misfire every 4th revolution. The swimmers are waiting mid-river. Hundreds of them now. I didn't see where they all came from, upstream, downstream, from the shoreline. They're everywhere. The water's more rainbow sheen than normal color. The whole river's infected. They're not blocking our path exactly. They're just there, swimming alongside, pacing us, close enough that passengers can see their faces, their wrong movements, the way they don't blink even with water in their eyes. One of them reaches out, tries to touch the hull. Its hand breaks the surface, fingers spread, palm flat against the fiberglass. The Mary Catherine shudders. The infected pulls away, circles back, tries again. They're testing us, Sarah says beside me, seeing if they can board. They can't climb fiberglass. Not possible. Even as I say it, 2 more swimmers converge on the hull. They're not climbing. They're pushing, rocking the boat, testing its stability. There's 312 of them in the water now. I'm counting. Can't help myself. 312 infected swimmers surrounding a 58-passenger ferry that's overloaded, undermaintained, and running on an engine that might seize any second. The 3rd explosion hits. Not Point Pleasant. The Pomeroy Mason Bridge. 11 miles east. Same pattern, but bigger. This bridge is longer 2,000 feet. When it collapses, the sound is different. Multiple booms, cascading as each span drops. The smoke is massive. The debris wave will be huge. How far to the West Virginia dock? Sarah asks. 8 minutes, maybe 7 if the engine holds. And if it doesn't? I don't answer. We both know. If the engine dies, we're dead in the water, surrounded by infected, waiting for the final bridge strike to rain debris on our heads. The Mary Catherine's struggling. I can feel it in the wheel, the sluggish response, the way she wants to drift right. The rudder's fighting me. Debris impacts, probably. Small stuff, but enough to damage the control surfaces. On deck, passengers are silent now. Fears moved past screaming into shocked quiet. They're watching the swimmers, watching the burning cities on both horizons, Huntington upriver, something else downriver, I don't know what town. Watching the smoke columns. Watching me, I'm just a ferry operator. I fix boats, file paperwork, collect fares, run the same crossing over and over. I'm not qualified for this, not trained, not prepared. But I'm all they've got. The West Virginia dock is ahead. 5 minutes. The countdown in my head. 11 minutes until the final bridge strike. Point Pleasant. That's 7 miles from here. Blast radius includes us if we're still on the water. Do I make a third trip? Attempt it? There's still people on the Gallipolis dock. Rita Sanderson and her mother. Jack Morrison's wife, maybe. Others. How many others? Can't save everyone. Impossible. Never could. But I have to try. Don't I? We dock at 10:56 a.m., 15 minutes until the final bridge strike. The West Virginia crowd hasn't left. They're still there, but smaller now. Some people gave up, headed inland. Smart ones. The ones who understand that crossing the river means nothing if both sides are infected. But there's still maybe 20 waiting. Families. The woman with the baby. Jack Morrison's already moving before the gangway's down. Heading for a payphone near the dockmaster's shack. Cell towers are dead, but the landlines might still work. He's gonna call his house. See if his wife answers. Sarah's doing the count. 58 off. Tom, do we take on passengers here or go back for a third Gallipolis run? That's the question, isn't it? I'm looking at the West Virginia 20, then across the river at the smoke rising from Gallipolis. Rita Sanderson's there, her mother, others who couldn't board, and somewhere in that town, Jack Morrison's wife is waiting. If I take the West Virginia passengers now, that's it. Final trip. I dock here, everyone disembarks. I scuttle the Mary Catherine before she becomes a floating contamination vector. Nobody else gets saved. If I go back to Gallipolis, I might get one more load. Maybe 40 people if I really pack them in. But that means leaving the West Virginia 20 here. And the timeline's tight. 8 minutes crossing, 3 minutes loading, 8 minutes back. 19 minutes total. The final bridge blows at 11:11. I'd be cutting it to the second. Cold math. Who deserves saving more? The people I can see or the people I left behind? Sarah's watching me. She knows what I'm thinking. Tom, whatever you decide. Jack Morrison's running back from the payphone. His face has changed. There's hope there. Desperate, terrible hope. She answered. My wife answered. She's at the house. She's got the car packed. She's heading for the dock, but the roads are jammed. Accidents everywhere. She said 15 minutes minimum to get there, and Tom. He grabs my arm. Tom, please. One more trip. Just one more. She's coming. She's trying to get there. 15 minutes. I don't have 15 minutes. Jack, the bridge strike. I know. But if we leave now, if we're fast, maybe. The woman with the baby steps forward. Her name's Amanda something. I don't know her well. She's maybe 25. The baby's 6 months old. I can see it from here, tiny face pressed against her shoulder. My husband's in Gallipolis, she says quietly. He works the night shift at the power plant, different one than Jack, the coal plant south of town. I told him to meet me at the dock. He should be there by now. A teenager, 16, maybe 17, he's next. My sister's there. She's 14. She was staying with my dad this weekend. Dad's dead. He says it flat, factual. He got infected yesterday. She locked herself in the bathroom. I told her to get to the ferry dock. She said she would. They keep coming forward. Each person with someone in Gallipolis. Someone waiting. Someone who might make it to the dock in time. How do I choose between them and the people already on the dock? This isn't cold math anymore. It's impossible math. Moral math. The kind that doesn't have right answers. Sarah pulls me aside. Wheelhouse. Out of earshot. Tom, listen to me. The engine's dying. You know it is. I can hear it from here. That's not just bad injectors anymore. That's bearing failure. You make another crossing, you might not make it back. The boat could die mid-river, surrounded by infected, with 40-plus passengers who trusted you to get them to safety. She's right. I know she's right. The Mary Catherine's held together for 10 years on deferred maintenance and prayer. She's not built for this. One more trip might be one too many. But if I don't go, I say, Jack's wife dies. Amanda's husband dies. That kid's sister dies. Rita Sanderson and her mother die. Everyone who couldn't board the last trip, they just wait there until the infection reaches them. Or until they starve. Or until nothing. Sarah's voice is hard now. Earhart. The voice she uses to tell family members there's nothing more she can do. Tom, they're already dead. They just don't know it yet. The infection's on both banks. The military's bombing the bridges to slow it, not stop it. This isn't about saving everyone. It's about saving who you can while you still can. She's right about that too. I hate that she's right. Through the wheelhouse window, I see movement on the Ohio side. The Gallipolis dock. People are gathering there again. Not the same crowd, bigger. 60 people. 70. They've seen the ferry return. They know we made it across. Hope's a powerful thing. It draws crowds. And in the water between us and them, infected swimmers. The count's up to 400 now. Maybe more. Clustering thicker around the ferry lane. Like they understand what we're trying to do. Like they're learning. The radio crackles one last time. Final bridge strike authorized. Point Pleasant span. 1111 hours. All vessels clear. They. Static. Dead. That's it. No more updates. I check my watch. 10:58 a.m. 13 minutes. Jack Morrison's standing on the dock, looking at me through the wheelhouse window, waiting for my decision. The woman with the baby, Amanda, she's beside him. The teenager, the West Virginia 20, all of them waiting. And then I see it, the thing that makes the choice for me. On the Gallipolis dock, someone's waving. Not panicked waving, deliberate, rhythmic. They're using the old Coast Guard signal pattern. 3 short, 3 long, 3 short. SOS in motion. That's my brother, Kevin. He moved to Columbus 5 years ago, but he knows that signal. Dad taught both of us when we were kids. He's back. He's in Gallipolis. He's signaling me. Sarah sees him too. Tom, that's... I know. Kevin, my brother, the one who dated Sarah in high school, the one who left for Columbus and better money and only comes back for Christmas. He's there, right there on the dock, signaling. I'm starting the engine before I've consciously decided. Muscle memory, 10 years of ferry crossings. The diesel catches, rough, stuttering, but it catches. The Mary Catherine shudders. Tom, what are you doing? Sarah's voice. One more trip, fast as possible. Load and go. No delays. The engine. I know. The timeline. I know. Jack Morrison's already boarding. The West Virginia passengers are shouting, protests, anger, betrayal. I'm leaving them behind, choosing the Gallipolis people over them, choosing my brother over Amanda's husband, over the teenager's sister, over all of them. It's not cold math. It's not fair math. It's the only math I can live with. We cast off at 11 a.m., 11 minutes until the bridge blows. The crossing takes 8 minutes normally. I'm pushing the Mary Catherine to 9 knots. 10. The engine's screaming. The hull's vibrating so hard I can feel it in my teeth. Passengers are gripping the railings, looking at me like I've lost my mind. Maybe I have. The infected swimmers react immediately. They don't just follow this time, they intercept, converging on our course from 3 directions. I count them: 418, 430, 500. The water's black with them. The rainbow sheen is everywhere, thick as oil, and the smell, God, the smell. It's inside the wheelhouse now, seeping through the ventilation. Chemical rot. Wrong. Sarah's beside me again. Tom, they're blocking our path. She's right. The swimmers are clustering ahead of us, creating a living barrier. I can't plow through them, the hull's not reinforced, and if they damage the propellers, we're dead in the water. I'm steering north, angling upstream, adding distance but avoiding the densest clusters. The Mary Catherine's fighting me. The rudder's sluggish. Something's wrong with the steering linkage. Metal fatigue, probably. One more thing failing. 6 minutes until the bridge strike. We're only halfway across. The engine stutters, catches, stutters again. RPM's dropping. I'm losing power. Come on. I'm saying to the boat like she can hear me. Come on, Mary Catherine. Just a little more. Just get me to the other side. The engine catches again. Holds. We're moving, but slower now. 7 knots. 6. The infected are keeping pace with us. Not attacking. Not trying to board. Just surrounding us. Watching. There's something in their eyes. I can see it from the wheelhouse. Intelligence. Not human intelligence, but something. They're coordinating. Learning. One of them surfaces directly ahead. Just floats there, treading water, staring at the bow. I'm steering around it, but 2 more surface on either side. Then 5 more. Then 20. They're herding us, forcing a specific path. Toward what? I can't see any destination, any purpose. They're just controlling us. Passenger screams. I look back at the deck. One of the infected has grabbed the stern railing. It's pulled itself halfway out of the water. Torso visible, arms over the rail, legs still submerged. The skin's mottled gray-green. The mouth's open but nothing comes out. It's just climbing. Jack Morrison runs at it. He's got a fire extinguisher, grabbed it from the safety station. He's swinging, connecting with the infected's head. Once, twice. The infected doesn't react, just keeps climbing. Sarah's there now. She's got the boat hook, 6-foot aluminum pole with a blunt end. She's jabbing at the infected's grip, trying to break its hold on the railing. It's not working. The fingers won't release. I can't leave the wheel. If I do, we drift, the rudder fails, we're at the mercy of the current and the infected. For minutes until the bridge strike. The Gallipolis dock is ahead. 3 minutes out if we maintain speed. But we're slowing. The engine's failing for real now. The misfire's constant. RPM's falling. 5 knots. 4. Jack Morrison gives up on the fire extinguisher. He's grabbing the infected directly now. Hands on its wrists trying to pry it off the railing. The infected skin is slick, wet, wrong. Jack's touching it. Direct contact. The emergency alert said transmission via contact. He's being infected right now and he knows it, but he's doing it anyway because if that thing boards the ferry, everyone's exposed. Sarah's abandoned the boat hook. She's pulling Jack back, but he's not letting go. The infected's trying to pull itself fully aboard. Its legs clear the water. They're malformed, swollen, skin split in places showing something underneath that's not muscle or bone. Jack, let go! Sarah's screaming. He does, stumbles back. The infected's fully on deck now, standing, dripping contaminated water, moving toward the passengers. Kids are screaming, parents pushing them behind adults, everyone backing toward the bow, compressing into a smaller and smaller space. The infected's not rushing, just walking, steady, purposeful. Mr. Peterson, the VFW guy with the handgun, he's raising it, pointing at the infected. Center mass, don't shoot. I'm yelling from the wheelhouse. The blood. If you shoot it, the blood sprays. Everyone on deck gets contaminated. He hesitates. The infected keeps walking. It's within 10 feet of the passengers now. 8 feet. 6. Jack Morrison tackles it from behind. They go down together, Jack on top, driving the infected face first into the deck. He's got his hands on its skull, slamming its head into the fiberglass. Once, twice, 3 times. The infected's not fighting back, just trying to stand up, mechanical, determined. Jack's crying. I can hear him from the wheelhouse. I'm already infected. I'm already gone. Get off my boat. Get off. He picks up the infected. God, how is he that strong? And throws it overboard. Full body throw, using legs and back and every ounce of desperation. The infected hits the water 15 feet from the hull. Surfaces. Starts swimming back toward the ferry. Jack Morrison's hands are covered in that contaminated slick. His arms. His chest where he tackled it. He's soaked. Sarah's pulling him away from the railing, checking his eyes, his skin, looking for symptoms. How do you feel? Jack, talk to me. Any tingling? Numbness? Visual distortion? I'm fine. He stops. His hands are shaking. Not fear shaking. Something else. Tremors. Involuntary. Sarah, it's already happening. 2 minutes until the bridge strike. The Gallipolis dock is right there, 1 minute out. I can see Kevin. He's at the dock edge, still signaling. Rita Sanderson's behind him. Her mother in the wheelchair. 30 other people. 40. They're waiting. The Mary Catherine's engine dies. Complete failure. The diesel coughs once, twice, then silence. We're still moving, momentum and current, but we're slowing fast. The dock's ahead, but we're losing speed. We might coast to it, might not. I'm grabbing the radio, trying all channels. Nothing. Dead air. Kevin! I'm screaming out the wheelhouse window. Kevin! The engine's dead. I can't dock. He hears me. I see him run to the dockmaster's shack. There's an emergency kit there. Flares. Rope. A rescue ring. He's grabbing rope. Heavy mooring line. He's tying it to the dock cleat. We're 50 feet out. 40. Drifting now, the current taking us, pulling us past the dock, downstream toward where the Point Pleasant Bridge is about to become debris. Kevin's coiling the rope. He's going to throw it. It's 2-inch manila line, weighs maybe 30 pounds for the coil. He played baseball in high school, pitcher. Good arm. But this isn't a baseball. This is 30 pounds of rope that needs to cover 40 feet. He throws. The rope arcs out, falls short, 10 feet short, splashes into the contaminated water. 1 minute until the bridge strike. Kevin's pulling the rope back, fast, hand over hand. The rope's dragging through infected water, rainbow sheen coating it. He doesn't care. He's recoiling, getting ready to throw again. We're drifting past the dock. 35 feet now. 40. The current's pulling us away. In 30 seconds, we'll be out of throwing range. In 1 minute, the Point Pleasant Bridge explodes and sends debris into the river, and we're dead in the water. surrounded by infected, waiting for concrete to rain down on our heads. Kevin throws again. The rope clears the railing, hits the deck. Jack Morrison's diving for it. Infected Jack Morrison, tremor-handed Jack Morrison, he's got it. He's pulling it through the deck cleat, tying it off with fingers that won't stop shaking. Pull! He's screaming at the Gala police crowd. Pull us in. Kevin's pulling. Rita Sanderson's helping. Her mother, wheelchair-bound, useless for physical labor. She's directing others. 5 people on the rope now. 8, 12. They're hauling the Mary Catherine back toward the dock against the current. Sarah's beside Jack, helping tie off the line. Her hands touch the rope. Contaminated rope. She knows. I can see her face through the wheelhouse door. She knows she's been exposed. But she's tying the knot anyway. Professional. Efficient. Our nurse doing what needs to be done. 30 seconds until the bridge strike. We're 20 feet from the dock. 15. The rope crew's pulling, muscles straining. Kevin's in front, leading. My brother. The one who left. The one who came back. The one I'm about to save or kill depending on what happens in the next 30 seconds. 10 feet. The Mary Catherine's bow touches the dock. Everybody off. I'm screaming. Now. Go, go, go. The passengers are running, stampeding. Gangway's not even properly secured, but they're crossing it anyway. Jumping the gap. Parents throwing kids to people on the dock who catch them, lower them to safety. Elderly passengers being carried. The woman's cat, still in the carrier, goes over someone's shoulder. 15 seconds. Jack Morrison's still on deck. He's not running. He's standing at the railing, looking at the Gala police crowd, looking for his wife. I see her. She's there. Just arrived. Getting out of her car in the parking lot. Blue Honda Civic, I recognize it from the Kroger parking lot. She works the deli counter there. Karen! Jack's screaming. Karen! I'm here! She sees him, starts running toward the dock. 10 seconds. Jack! Get off the boat! Sarah's yelling. He's climbing over the railing, infected, tremoring, but moving. He drops onto the dock, stumbles, catches himself, starts running toward his wife. 5 seconds. I'm out of the wheelhouse, running across the deck. Sarah's ahead of me. Kevin's on the dock, reaching for me. Tom, come on. The Point Pleasant Bridge explodes. 7 miles away, but I feel it in my chest. In the Mary Catherine's hull. In the water itself. The shock wave hits us, pressure differential, physics, whatever, the ferry rocks hard. I'm thrown against the railing. Sarah goes down. Kevin's knocked back on the dock. The sound comes next. Massive, layered, multiple spans collapsing simultaneously. Then the visual. Fireball rising, black smoke, debris fountaining up and out, spreading across the sky in a deadly arc. Concrete, steel, vehicles. Everything that was the Point Pleasant Bridge is now projectiles with ballistic trajectories, and some of those trajectories include our position. Take cover! Someone's screaming. The first debris hits 30 seconds later. A section of guardrail lands in the river 200 feet upstream, throws up a geyser, creates a wave that rocks the ferry hard. More pieces falling now. Chunks of roadbed, rebar clusters, unidentifiable twisted metal. I'm on the dock somehow. Don't remember crossing the gangway. Sarah's beside me. Kevin's pulling both of us toward the parking lot, toward cars, toward cover. Behind us, the Mary Catherine breaks her mooring. The rope snaps, contaminated rope, weakened by whatever's in the water. The ferry drifts free, moving downstream with the current, dead engine, no power, just a 58-foot floating target for falling bridge debris. A concrete slab the size of a car hits the Mary Catherine's stern. Direct hit, punches through the deck, through the hull, all the way to the waterline. The ferry lurches, lists to starboard, starts taking on water. She's sinking. The Mary Catherine, my father's boat, 10 years of crossings, 4,836 trips. She's going down in contaminated water, and there's nothing I can do but watch. The infected swimmers converge on her, hundreds of them, drawn to the movement, the debris, something. They're climbing onto the sinking ferry, covering it, like ants on a dying beetle. Within 2 minutes, the Mary Catherine's gone. Stern first, then bow tilting up, water pouring through the breaches, and finally the whole thing slides under. The infected go with it. They don't abandon ship, don't swim away. They just ride it down into the Ohio River mud. The debris field spreads for another 3 minutes. Smaller pieces now. Rebar. Concrete fragments. A mailbox. Somebody's actual mailbox. Blue with a dented flag. From the Kentucky side, probably. It lands in the parking lot, 20 feet from where we're sheltering behind Kevin's truck. Then silence. Not real silence. There's still the sound of fires burning in Huntington, the smoke columns groaning as they rise, distant screams from other evacuation sites, the river moving, always moving, contaminated and deadly and infinite. But the explosions are done. The bridges are gone. The debris has fallen. The immediate crisis is over. Jack Morrison's sitting on the ground 40 feet away, his wife beside him. They're holding each other. Karen's crying. Jack's not. He's just holding her, his contaminated hands on her back, infecting her, knowing he's infecting her. Unable to stop because he needs to touch her one more time before the tremors get worse. Sarah's checking her own hands. The rope burns. The contamination. Tom, she says quietly. I touched the rope. Jack touched the infected. We're both exposed. I don't know what to say. Sorry. Thank you. It doesn't matter. Kevin's beside me. Tom, we need to move inland, away from the river. The infection's spreading. It's not just waterborne anymore. People are getting it from contact, from air, from infected carriers. The whole region's compromised. We have maybe 6 hours before this becomes a hot zone. 6 hours. I've bought everyone on this dock 6 hours. 2 ferry trips. 106 people evacuated. 4,836 crossings in 10 years. And the last 2 matter more than all the others combined. Rita Sanderson's helping her mother out of the wheelchair. They're heading for their car. The teenager who lost his father. He's standing alone near the dock edge, looking across the river at West Virginia. His sister's over there. He couldn't save her. Couldn't save her. Nobody could. The woman with the baby, Amanda, her husband, found her. He's there, holding both of them, the baby between them. They made it. 3 people who almost didn't. 3 people. Out of how many thousands in the region? How many millions if the infection keeps spreading? I saved 106 people. I abandoned 30 on the West Virginia dock. I left Rita and her mother behind on the first trip, then came back for them. I chose my brother over strangers. I let Sarah and Jack contaminate themselves to save everyone else. Cold math, moral math, impossible math. The math doesn't add up. It never does. But it's all I have. We're loading into vehicles 20 minutes after the final bridge strike. Kevin's truck. Rito Eshvon. Jack and Karen's Civic, though Karen's driving now. Jack's hands won't work properly anymore. The tremors have spread to his arms, his neck. Sarah's watching him with her ER eyes, cataloging symptoms, estimating timeline. She doesn't say anything. Doesn't need to. Kevin's organizing the evacuation, not because he's in charge, just because someone needs to and he's defaulting to the role. Corporate project manager skills translating to crisis management. Route 7 North is blocked. Interstate's jammed. We take back roads, head for the hills, get elevation between us and the river. How far? Someone asks. 20 miles minimum, 30 to be safe. There's a state park, Dean State Forest. High ground, fresh water from springs, far from any major waterway. He's thought this through, planned it while pulling the ferry in. That's Kevin, always 3 steps ahead, always calculating. He used to annoy me. Right now I'm grateful. Sarah's dividing people into groups. Medical triage without calling it that. Anyone with direct water contact, come with me. Everyone else, Kevin's group. We stay separated until we know who's infected. 7 people end up in her group. Jack Morrison. 3 passengers who fell during the debris impact and got river water on them. A kid who touched the railing after an infected grabbed it. An elderly man who helped tie the mooring rope. And Sarah herself. She touched the rope. Contaminated rope. She's infected too. I'm starting toward her group when Kevin grabs my arm. Tom, you can't. You're clean. You need to stay clean. Sarah's exposed. You're not. Tom, listen to me. If everyone in her group turns, we need uninfected people too. He stops. Doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. To do what? Shoot them? Abandon them? Watch them change and then run? Sarah sees me standing there, reads my face, nods once. Permission. She's telling me it's okay to leave her group, to stay with the clean people, to survive. I hate her for understanding. I hate myself more for accepting. The convoy forms up. 7 vehicles. Kevin's truck leads. Jack and Karen's Civic is second. Sarah's driving that one now. Jack's in the passenger seat. His wife moved to the clean group because she hasn't touched him since I pulled her away 10 minutes ago. She's crying. Jack's not. He's just looking out the window at the river, at the contaminated water, at the rainbow sheen spreading upstream and down. We're pulling out of the parking lot when I see movement on the Ohio side. The infected, not swimming anymore, walking. They're coming out of the river. Dozens of them. Hundreds. Water streaming off their mottled skin. Movements jerky but purposeful. Heading inland from the shoreline. Toward Gallipolis. Toward the neighborhoods. Toward anyone who didn't evacuate. Drive? I tell Kevin. Just drive. Route 7 North is chaos like he predicted. Abandoned cars everywhere. Accidents. A jackknifed semi blocking 2 lanes. We're taking side roads, farm roads, paths that barely count as roads. The truck's 4-wheel drive, but it's struggling. Behind us, the other vehicles follow. We're moving maybe 15 miles an hour. At this rate, 30 miles takes 2 hours. We don't have 2 hours. Sarah's voice crackles over Kevin's CB radio. He's got one mounted naturally, because Kevin's the kind of guy who prepares for emergencies. Tom, can you hear me? I grabbed the handset. I'm here. Jack's deteriorating. Tremors spreading. Skin discoloration visible. I'm estimating 60 to 90 minutes before full conversion based on his exposure level and transmission vector. 60 to 90 minutes. Clinical language. Language. The way she distances herself from what she's actually saying. Jack Morrison's going to become one of those things we saw in the water. And when he does, he'll be in a car with Sarah and 2 other exposed passengers. What do you need? Ask. Silence on the radio. 10 seconds. 20. Then, I need you to understand that when it happens, I might not be able to stop him. Any of them. There's 4 of us in this car, Tom. If one converts, we all get contaminated further. Accelerates everyone's timeline. She's asking permission. Authorization. For what? I don't know. Don't want to know. Sarah. I need to know you understand the situation. Say you understand, Tom. My mouth's dry. I understand. Good. Sarah out. The radio clicks off. I'm sitting there holding the handset, looking at Kevin. He's staring straight ahead at the road, jaw tight, not looking at me. He dated Sarah for 2 years. She was probably the one who got away. Now she's in a car with infected people, asking me to understand something I don't want to understand. We're 15 miles from Gallipolis when the convoy stops. Not because of roadblock, because of the woman in the third vehicle. Amanda, the one with the baby. She's standing outside her car in the middle of the road. Not moving, just standing there. Her husband's out too, reaching for her, but she's backing away from him. "Stay back," she's saying. Not loud. Calm. Too calm. "Don't touch me." I'm out of Kevin's truck, running toward her. "Amanda, what happened?" She's looking at her hands, turning them over, checking the skin. "The baby," she spit up, "got on my hands. I wiped it off, but..." She shows me. There's discoloration, faint, gray-green patches on her palms. I think she's infected. I think the baby's infected and I touched her and now... Her husband's crying. "Amanda, you don't know that. Could be anything. Stress. Bad lighting. We need to..." I know what I saw. Still calm. Eher calm. The calm people use when they've accepted something terrible. The baby's skin, while I was feeding her, it was changing. Just subtle around the mouth, but I saw it. She got infected on the ferry. Maybe from spray, maybe from air. And I've been holding her for 30 minutes and now I'm... She stops, doubles over. Not pain, realization. The tremors are starting. I can see them, her shoulders, her neck, that same involuntary shaking Jack Morrison had. Her husband runs to her. I'm yelling at him to stop, to stay back, but he doesn't listen. He grabs her, holds her. "I don't care," he's saying. "If you're infected, I'm infected. We stay together. We're a family. We stay together." The baby's in the car seat, crying now. Normal infant crying, the kind that means hungry or wet or uncomfortable. I look through the window. The baby's skin looks fine to me. Normal infant pink. But Amanda saw something. Maybe real. Maybe imagined. Doesn't matter. She believes it, and belief is enough to break a mind. Sarah's out of Jack's car now, walking toward Amanda. She's got medical gloves on. Where'd she get those? From the ferry first aid kit, probably. Grabbed them before disembarking. Professional even now. Even exposed herself. "Amanda, let me check you. And the baby. I can tell you if..." "I know what I am," Amanda says. She's looking past Sarah at the convoy, at the clean people, at the ones who might survive. "You should leave us. We'll slow you down. We'll infect more people. Just go." Kevin's beside me now. "Tom, we can't take infected people inland. If they convert during the drive, in an enclosed space." They're people, Kevin. Not infected. People. Not for long. He's right. I hate that he's right. Jack Morrison's out of his car now too. Moving slower than Sarah, that jerky, purposeful movement. He's far along. Maybe 30 minutes left. He's walking toward Amanda. "Hey," he says. His voice is slurred, the tremors affecting his vocal cords. "Hey, you're not alone. We're..." He gestures at himself, at Sarah, at the others in their group. "We're the infected car. That's what we're calling it. The infected car. You and your family, you ride with us. We stay separated from the clean group. We don't infect anyone else. But we don't die alone either." Amanda's looking at him, at the tremors, at the skin discoloration that's progressed to full mottling on his exposed arms. "How long do we have?" "Don't know." Sarah's keeping track. She's got medical training. He stops, starts again. She'll make it as easy as she can. The baby's still crying. Amanda's husband picks up the car seat. "We're going with you," he says to Jack, to Sarah. "All three of us. Family stays together." Sarah nods. "Professional. Get in the car. Careful not to touch the clean passengers while you transfer." They're moving to Jack's car when Karen, Jack's wife, she steps out of Kevin's truck. "I'm going too," she says. Karen, no. Jack's voice breaks. You're clean. You haven't touched me since Tom separated us. You can survive. I don't want to survive without you. Karen, please. 32 years, Jack. 32 years married. You think I'm going to let you die alone in a car with strangers? You think I'm living the rest of my life knowing I abandoned you when... She's crying now. Not calm. Real crying. Ugly, painful, human. I don't want to be the one who survives. I want to be with you. Jack's trying to speak. Can't. The tremors, the emotion, something. He just opens his arms. Karen walks into them, holds him, gets his contaminated skin on hers, chooses infection, chooses death, chooses him. I'm looking away. Can't watch. Too intimate, too painful, too human. Sarah's helping them into the car. Professional, efficient. She's got 7 infected now. 7 people who are going to convert. 7 people she's going to watch die. 7 people she'll probably have to. The radio crackles. Sarah's voice. Tom, we're continuing with the convoy. Infected car stays 50 feet behind the clean vehicles. If when anyone converts, I'll handle it. Don't stop. Don't look back. Just get to the state park. Get to high ground. That's all that matters now. I pick up the handset. Sarah. Don't make this harder than it is. I know what I'm doing. I've been in triage situations before. This is just bigger triage. Tom, promise me you'll get the clean group to safety. Promise me. I promise. Good. One more thing. Her voice changes. Quieter. Personal. Not voice anymore. Just Sarah. Kevin. You there? Kevin grabs the handset. I'm here. Remember senior year? Spring formal? You were a terrible dancer. Kevin laughs. Wet laugh, crying laugh. You stepped on my feet the entire night. I was giving you a chance to lead. You never figured it out. Pause. I had fun anyway. Just wanted you to know. Sarah. Drive, Kevin. Don't look back. Take care of my idiot ex-boyfriend. He's a good ferry operator, but he's terrible at self-preservation. She's talking about me, making jokes. In a car full of dying people, Sarah Brennan is making jokes. The radio clicks off. The convoy starts moving again. Kevin's truck in front, 6 clean vehicles following, and 50 feet behind, a 7th car, the infected car. Jack driving now despite the tremors, because Sarah needs to stay in back monitoring symptoms. 7 people in that car. 7 people I'm abandoning. 7 people who chose each other over survival. We're 23 miles from Gallipolis when the first scream comes over the radio. Not words, just screaming. Then Sarah's voice, loud, commanding. Hold him down. Pin his arms. Don't let him. Crash. Glass breaking. More screaming. Kevin's foot hits the brake instinctively. I grab his arm. Don't stop. Sarah said don't stop. Tom, she needs. She gave orders. We follow them. The radio's chaos now. Struggling sounds. Impacts. Someone's crying. The baby's wailing. Then a gunshot. 1 shot. Then silence. I'm gripping the handset. Sarah. Sarah. Respond. 10 seconds. 20. Forever. Then her voice. Jack converted. He's gone. Her voice breaks. Catches. Continues. He tried to attack Karen. I had to. I shot him. Tom, I had to. I know. Sarah, I know. There's so much blood. In the car. On everyone. We're all. She stops. Starts again. Karen's covered in it. Amanda and her husband. The baby. We're all soaked in infected blood. It's over. We're all infected now. All 7 of us. Conversion's going to accelerate. Tom, we have maybe 30 minutes. Maybe less. The math. Always the math. 7 people. 30 minutes. Impossible math. What do you need us to do? Ask. Keep driving. Get to the state park. We'll follow as long as we can. When we can't anymore, she pauses. When we can't anymore, we'll stop. We won't follow you inland. We'll stay on the road. We'll handle it ourselves. She's saying they'll kill themselves, all 7 of them, before they fully convert. Quick deaths instead of becoming those things in the river. Sarah, there has to be another way. There isn't. Tom, listen. When you get to the state park, burn the infected car. Completely. Don't touch anything inside. Don't try to recover bodies. Just burn it. The infection, it's not just blood anymore. It's everything. Breath, skin cells. We're contamination vectors now. You have to destroy. Static. The radio cuts out. Bad reception in these hills, probably. Or her radio died. Or something worse. I'm trying all channels. Sarah, come back. Nothing. Kevin's still driving. The convoy's still moving. And 50 feet behind us, the infected car keeps following. I can see it in the side mirror, headlights, steady, maintaining distance. They're still alive. Still human enough to drive, to follow, to hold on for 30 minutes or 20 or however long they have. We're 28 miles from Gallipolis when the infected car stops following. I see it happen. The headlights slow. Pull to the side of the road. Stop. Kevin, they stopped. I know. We have to go back. We can't. Sarah's orders. We keep driving. God damn the orders. She's back there. She's already dead, Tom. She's already gone. All 7 of them are gone. Going back doesn't save them. It just kills us too. The infected car sits on the side of the road behind us. Headlights still on. Engine running. I count the seconds. 10, 20, 30. At 45 seconds, the headlights shut off. At 1 minute, I hear the gunshot. Distant, faint, maybe real, maybe imagined. At 2 minutes, Kevin's truck rounds a curve and I can't see the infected car anymore. That's it. That's the choice. 7 people die on a roadside in Ohio because saving them means killing 40 others. Cold math. Moral math. Impossible math. The math where everyone loses. We reached Dean State Forest at 2:47 p.m. 4 hours since I started the morning 10:15 crossing. 99 survivors out of the original 106. 7 lost to infection. 7 who chose each other over survival. 7 who I'll remember forever. Kevin's organizing camp. Rita's helping. Mr. Peterson's coordinating security, perimeter watches, rotation schedules, VFW training kicking in. Everyone's finding roles, finding purpose, finding ways to not think about what we left behind. I'm sitting on the tailgate of Kevin's truck when Amanda's husband finds me. He didn't go with them. At the last second, right before they loaded into the infected car, he changed his mind. Put the baby in Karen's arms and told Amanda he'd find help, find a cure, come back for them. She believed him, or pretended to. His name's Derek. I never knew that until now. She's gone, he says. Statement, not question. He knows. Yes. The baby too. Yes. He's holding the car seat. Empty. He won't put it down. Can't. It's all he has left. They weren't infected, he says. Flat. Factual. The baby wasn't infected. Amanda imagined it. Stress. Fear. She saw discoloration that wasn't there. Made a choice based on nothing. I don't know if he's right. Maybe he is. Maybe Amanda killed herself and her baby over imagined symptoms. Or maybe she saw the beginning of something real. Doesn't matter now. The outcome's the same. She chose to be with you, I tell him. That's what she chose. You and the baby, family together. That meant something to her. It meant everything to her. His voice breaks. And I left them. I let her get in that car with strangers. I let my daughter. He stops. Can't continue. I don't have words. What do you say to a man who survived while his family died? Thank you for making the hard choice. I'm sorry you'll live with this forever. It's not your fault even though it absolutely is. Nothing. You say nothing. You sit with him. That's all you can do. We sit there for 10 minutes. Him holding an empty car seat. Me holding nothing. Kevin's in the distance organizing people, being useful. Rita's helping set up shelter. The Kowalskis are purifying water from the spring. Everyone's building something, doing something, moving forward. Derek and I just sit. The sun's setting when Kevin comes back. Tom, we need to talk about what happens next. Next? The word sounds foreign, like there shouldn't be a next, like time should have stopped when Sarah's radio went silent. Food, water, shelter, communication. We need a plan. The infection, it's going to spread. The military's bombing bridges, which means they're containing, not curing. This is long-term, Tom. Weeks, months. We need to organize. He's right. Of course he's right. Kevin's always right about practical things. That's why he makes 6 figures managing projects in Columbus while I run a municipal ferry for $38,000 a year. Made, past tense. The ferry's gone. The job's gone. The river's gone. Everything's gone. You organize. I tell him, you're good at that. Make lists. Assign tasks. Build your post-apocalypse committee structure. I stop. I'll what? Man a perimeter watch? Purify water? Pretend I'm useful? Tom, people need leadership. They know you. Trust you. You saved them. Twice. You're the reason 99 people are alive right now instead of dead on a Gallipolis dock. I'm the reason 7 people are dead on a roadside. I chose who got on the ferry and who didn't. I chose my brother over strangers. I chose myself over Sarah. Every choice I made, someone died because of it. Kevin's quiet for a moment. Then, yeah, that's what leadership is. Making choices where people die. Dad knew that. Every time he decided which maintenance to defer, which safety protocol to skip to save money, which passenger to kick off for being over weight limit, he was making life and death choices. He just didn't see bodies immediately, so he could pretend it was different. You saw bodies. That's the only difference. I'm looking at my brother. Really looking. When did he get so old? There's gray in his hair I never noticed. Lines around his eyes. He's 38, same age Dad was when he took over the ferry from Grandpa. I can't do this, I tell him. I can't make these choices anymore. I can't decide who lives and who dies. I'm a ferry operator, Kevin. I run the same crossing 4 times a day and file maintenance reports nobody reads. That's what I do. That's all I do. You were a ferry operator. Now you're the guy who saved 99 people. That's what they'll remember. That's what they'll need from you. He walks away, back to the camp, back to being useful. I'm still sitting on the tailgate when Derek speaks again. He's wrong, you know? About what? That you're the reason 99 people are alive. You're not. You're the reason 7 people are dead. The 99, they would have survived anyway. Found other boats, other routes. Amanda and the baby, they'd be alive if I hadn't let her get in that car. If I'd fought harder, convinced her she was wrong, they'd be alive. You don't know that. Neither do you. Neither does your brother. Nobody knows anything. We're all just making choices and pretending we're making the right ones, and people die because of it. He's right, and he's wrong. And it doesn't matter because the outcome's the same either way. The camp's settling in for the night. Fires starting, small ones, low smoke, trying not to attract attention. Kids crying. Adults comforting them. The Kowalskis are rationing food they brought from home. Mrs. Cole's checking on the elderly passengers. Mr. Peterson's assigning watch shifts. 99 people, building something, moving forward. And 50 yards away in the woods, I'm sitting with a man holding an empty car seat. Both of us stuck in the moment when we made the wrong choice and everyone paid for it. That's what survival is. Not the people who keep moving forward. The ones who can't. The ones who see 7 bodies on a roadside every time they close their eyes. The ones who hear gunshots that might be real or imagined. The ones who sit alone with empty car seats and dead fairies and broken promises. That's the real math. Not how many people lived. How many people can't live with it. Kevin's calling my name. Something about perimeter security. Something about water purification schedules. Something important that requires leadership and decision-making and all the things I can't do anymore. I don't answer. I stay on the tailgate, with Derek and his empty car seat, with the memory of Sarah's last radio transmission, with the impossible choices and the cold math and the knowledge that every ferry crossing I ever made, 4,836 of them, mattered less than the last 2. The last 2 where I chose who lived and who died. The last 2 where the math didn't add up. The last 2 where everyone lost anyway. It's been 6 days since the bridges fell. Dean State Forest camps up to 143 people now. Stragglers finding us. Other evacuation groups. Word spreading through CB radio networks and shortwave. Kevin's built an actual command structure. Council of 5. I'm on it because people voted, not because I wanted to be. The infection spread like Kevin predicted. The whole Ohio River Valley's a hot zone now. Military's established quarantine perimeters 50 miles back from any major waterway. We're inside that perimeter. Officially, we don't exist. No rescue coming. No evacuation. Just survival until the infection burns out or we do. I run perimeter watches now. 8-hour shifts. Northeast quadrant. The job suits me, alone, watching Trilene, not talking. Not making choices that kill people. Rita Sanderson runs medical now that Sarah's gone. She's a librarian, not a nurse, but she's organized. Set up a clinic in the ranger station. Inventoried supplies. 3 people have gotten sick in 6 days. Regular sick, not infected. And Rita treated them with expired Tylenol and wilderness first aid knowledge from a book she found in the ranger station library. Her mother died yesterday. Natural causes, heart failure, Rita said. 83 years old. Survived the ferry evacuation. Survived the convoy. Survived 6 days in the woods. Then her heart just stopped. Rita buried her by the spring. No marker. No ceremony. Too many people watching, too much work to do. I helped dig. Didn't say anything. What's there to say? At least she didn't die infected? At least her daughter survived? At least she made it further than the 7 on the roadside? Cold math. Body count math. At least math. Derek's still here. Still carrying that empty car seat. He's got a tent set up on the camp perimeter. Away from families. Away from children. He can't stand to hear kids crying. Says it sounds like his daughter. The baby who wasn't infected. The baby Amanda imagined symptoms for. The baby who died because her mother believed something that might not have been real. Nobody bothers him. We all understand. We all have our ghosts. Derek's just more visible than most. The radio crackles. Kevin's voice. Tom, you there? I pick up the handset. Yeah. Council meeting in 20 minutes. We need to discuss food rationing. And the water situation. What water situation? Spring flows down 30%. If it keeps dropping, we'll need to find alternative sources. Which means scouting parties. Which means going back toward the river. Back toward the river. Back toward the infection. Back toward choices about who goes and who stays and who doesn't come back. I'll be there. I tell him. The council meets in the ranger station. Kevin, Rita, Mr. Peterson, Mrs. Cole, me. 5 people responsible for 143 lives. Democracy in the apocalypse. Kevin's got charts, spreadsheets, printed on the back of National Park Service brochures because paper's precious now. Current food reserves last 19 days at full rations, 28 days at half rations. After that, we need hunting, foraging, or resupply. Resupply from where? Mr. Peterson asks. Everything within 20 miles is in the hot zone. Exactly, which means we need to decide. Do we stay here and ration down to starvation? Or do we send teams to scavenge the evacuated zone? The math, always the math. 99 mouths to feed, no, 143 now, new arrivals added. 19 days of food, teams of 4, minimum, for safety. Each team risks infection. Each team that doesn't come back means fewer people to feed, but also fewer people to work, hunt, defend. How do you calculate that? How do you decide who goes into the hot zone? Volunteers only, Rita says. We don't force anyone to risk infection. And if nobody volunteers? Mrs. Cole asks. Silence. We all know the answer. If nobody volunteers, leadership decides. Leadership, us 5 sitting in a ranger station with expired brochures and cold math and the knowledge that our decisions kill people. I'll go, I hear myself say. Everyone looks at me. Tom, you don't have to, Kevin starts. I know the region, 20 years living there. I know which houses have pantries, which stores have backrooms, which roads are fastest. And I start again. I'm going anyway. Someone else can have my spot on the council. Someone who wants to make decisions. Kevin's shaking his head. Tom, you can't opt out of leadership by volunteering for suicide missions. Watch me. The meeting continues. Votes, assignments, 3 scouting teams, for people each. I'm leading one because apparently field experience on a ferry qualifies me for post-apocalypse scavenging missions. Derek volunteers for my team. Of course he does. He's got nothing to live for and everything to atone for. Perfect candidate. The Kowalski son volunteers. Ethan, 19, thinks he's invincible. And Rita volunteers because medical supplies are running low and she knows what to look for. For people, heading back toward the Ohio River, back toward contaminated water and infected swimmers and the ruins of Gallipolis where I made the choices that haunt me. We leave at dawn the next day. Kevin's truck. Full tank, we siphon gas from the other vehicles, everyone pooling resources. 2 rifles. For handguns. Crowbars. Bolt cutters. First aid kit. CB radio for check-ins. The infected car's still on the roadside where it stopped 6 days ago. We pass it at 7:23 a.m. I don't look. Derek does. He stares as we drive by. The windows are dark. Shapes visible inside, but I don't look. Ethan's in the back seat. He's looking too. Should we check? Maybe someone survived. Maybe nobody survived, Rita says. Flat, final, librarian voice. The voice that says this discussion is closed. We drive in silence after that. Gallipolis is empty. Ghost town empty. Cars abandoned in the streets. Doors open. Windows broken. No bodies, that's the weird part. No bodies anywhere. Just empty buildings and silence and the smell. Chemical rot. Plastic burning. Wrong. The Ohio River's visible from Main Street. The water's changed. Not brown-green anymore. Black. Thick. The rainbow sheen's gone. Replaced by something worse. Solid mats of discoloration floating on the surface. The infection's not waterborne anymore. It is the water. Don't get close to the shore, I tell everyone. Don't touch anything that might have river water on it. Don't breathe deep if the wind's coming off the water. We hit the Kroger first. Front windows smashed. Someone looted it already, but they missed the back room. Canned goods, bottled water, rice, beans. We load the truck bed, working fast, quiet, listening for movement. The store's empty, completely empty, not even rats. Like everything living knows to avoid this place. Derek's loading 50-pound rice bags when he stops. Do you hear that? I listen. Water sounds, not river current, closer, inside the store. We move toward it. Frozen foods section. The freezers died when the power went out 6 days ago. Everything rotted, leaked, and in the back corner, where the floor drain is, water's bubbling up. River water, black, thick, contaminated river water, flooding through the storm drains into the Kroger. We need to leave, Rita says. Now. We're loading the last supplies when Ethan shouts. He's pointing at the street. Something's moving. Multiple somethings. The infected. Not swimmers anymore. Walkers. 20 of them. 30. Coming from the direction of the river. Moving together. Coordinated. They've adapted. Evolved. Whatever's driving the infection, it's learning. Truck. I'm shouting. Everyone's running. Derek's got a rice bag, refuses to drop it. Rita's carrying a medical supply box. Ethan's got 2 cases of water. We're loading when one of the infected breaks away from the group. Runs. Sprints at us with speed that shouldn't be possible for something that's been dead in the water for 6 days. It's fast. Too fast. 30 yards away. 20. I'm raising the rifle. Center mass. Squeeze the trigger like Dad taught me. The shot echoes through empty Gallipolis. The infected drops. Doesn't stop moving. Just drops, rolls, keeps coming. Crawling now. 10 yards. 5. Derek's beside me. He's got the crowbar. He brings it down on the infected skull. Once, twice, 3 times. The infected stops moving. Derek's crying again. Silent tears. He's killed a thing that used to be human. A thing that somebody loved. Maybe somebody's wife. Somebody's daughter. Somebody's Amanda. The other infected are closing in. We're in the truck. Engine starting. Tires squealing as Kevin's truck. My truck now, I guess. Pulls away from the Kroger. In the rearview mirror, I see them. 30 infected. Standing in the street. Watching us leave. Not chasing. Just watching. Like they know we'll come back. Like they can wait. We hit 2 more locations. The speedway where the Kowalskis worked. Contaminated. River water flooding through the bathroom. The marathon where I used to get coffee. Empty. Everything taken already. We find supplies at the high school. Canned food from the cafeteria. Medical supplies from the nurse's office. Bleach from the custodian's closet. It's 2:15 p.m. when we head back to Dean State Forest. Truck loaded. For people intact. Mission successful by any metric. But I can't stop seeing those 30 infected standing in the street. Watching. Waiting. Learning. The infection's not done spreading. It's adapting. And eventually it'll adapt enough to leave the waterways, to move inland, to find us. We've got 19 days of food now, maybe 28 at half rations. And then what? More scavenging runs? More encounters with infected that move faster, coordinate better, learn? How many runs until someone doesn't come back? How many missions until I'm the one who doesn't return? Until Derek gets what he wants and dies atoning for letting Amanda get in that car? Until Rita runs out of luck and joins her mother by the spring? Until Ethan learns he's not invincible? The math doesn't work. Never did. I saved 99 people on a ferry, lost 7 to infection, evacuated 143 to a camp with 19 days of food. And the infection keeps spreading, keeps adapting, keeps waiting for us to make the wrong choice. Sarah knew. That's why she chose the infected car. That's why she shot Jack Morrison and then herself and the other 5. She knew the math didn't work. She knew survival was just postponed death. She knew. And she did it anyway, made the choice, pulled the trigger, gave the rest of us 19 more days. 19 days to figure out impossible math. 19 days to make choices where everyone loses. 19 days until we're back in Gallipolis, facing infected that learn to sprint, and someone doesn't make it back. Cold math. Moral math. Survival math. The math where the answer's always the same. Not enough. We reach Dean State Forest at 4:47 p.m. Kevin's waiting. The council. The 143 survivors who need food and water and leadership and choices. I'm unloading rice bags when Kevin asks, "How bad is it?" "Down there." Bad. Infections adapting. They're not just swimming anymore. They're coordinating, moving inland. It's a matter of time before they reach us here. How much time? I don't know. Weeks, maybe months if we're lucky. But eventually the infection will find the camp. Will force another evacuation, another convoy, another choice about who gets to board and who gets left behind. Enough time to matter. I tell him, that's all we get. Enough time to matter. Kevin nods, accepts the answer, goes back to organizing camp, making schedules, building structure, finding purpose in the time we have left. Derek's still in the truck, still holding that crowbar, still crying silent tears for the infected thing he killed that might have been someone's Amanda. I sit beside him. Don't say anything, just sit. That's what survival is. Not the cold math or the moral choices or the impossible decisions. It's sitting with the ghosts of the people you saved and the ghosts of the people you killed and the knowledge that the math never worked and everyone's going to die anyway, but you did it. You made the choices. You pulled the trigger. You gave them 19 more days. 19 more days to love their families, to eat rice and beans, to purify spring water, to watch sunsets over contaminated rivers, to sit in empty trucks holding empty car seats and remembering empty ferries that made 4,836 crossings before the last 2 mattered. That's all we get. 19 days. And then the math starts over. And we'll keep making the choices, keep pulling the triggers, keep sitting with the ghosts. Because that's what survival is. Not living. Surviving what living cost.